a lot of questions lately about my skin, what I do for it, how I keep it looking good, what products I use, what techniques I use on a regular basis. And it's not just from you guys. It's been people that I work with, people I go to church with, just people I see in the store. Like I've been getting a lot of questions about it. So it made me think about how much am I sharing about my skincare regimen? Am I sharing enough on my social channels? Particularly some of these people asking me, follow me. So I looked through and I do share a little bit about it on my social channels, but it has been a while since I've done a full skincare regimen here on my YouTube channel. It's been several years, in fact. So guess what? Go ahead, pull up a chair, get comfortable, get your favorite drink, and let's talk about my skincare regimen. Hi, I'm Leah and welcome to my channel. This is where I share simple tips and product reviews for relaxed hair, oily skincare, and makeup to help you look great, feel great, and live great. Let's talk about my skin and let me give you a little bit of background because I don't know how much of this I've actually shared here on my YouTube channel. I have to say right now I'm currently very happy with my skin and have been for at least a couple of years now, but that wasn't always the case. In my teens and my early 20s, I had very bad skin. Thankfully, there weren't a lot of cell phones around then with cameras or cell phones with very good cameras because then there would be a lot of pictures and a lot of evidence of how bad my skin was. In my 20s and my teens, my skin was always breaking out on my cheeks, my forehead, my chin, and it was worse in my 20s than it was in my teens, believe it or not. What ended up working for me in my 20s to get rid of all these breakouts and to clear my skin up was to get on a good skincare routine. To clear my skin in my 20s, I started using the Murad system. I happened to be sitting in bed one Saturday morning, saw an infomercial for it, and was so desperate to get my skin clear that I decided to spend the money, and it was kind of expensive based off of the salary that I was making at that time, to go ahead and buy it. And I bought 1 month of the system. I can't remember how long I ended up using the Murad system, but it was for quite a while. And over time, it did help to clear up my skin to the point where I felt comfortable to slowly swap out the Murad products for cheaper drugstore skincare products that was also going to work for my skin. Doing that, I eventually built up a skincare regimen that works for my skin and helps keep it looking and feeling good. Now, I have oily skin, thanks mom, that leans more towards combination skin in the fall and the winter. My skin is also a little sensitive, though it's not as sensitive as it was in the past, so I don't have to be as careful when trying new things on it as I did have to be in the past. And also my skin is not as prone to breakouts as it was in the past, thank goodness, which is a lifesaver. Now, when it comes to my skincare routine, I actually have 2 different ones. One is for nighttime and then one is for daytime. Now, each routine has a specific goal. When it comes to my nighttime routine, that is all about getting rid of my makeup, really cleaning my skin and refreshing it. For daytime, it's really just about prepping my skin for makeup. All right, let's start with my nighttime routine as it's the most extensive one because, as I said, it's not just about washing my face, but really about removing and cleaning off my makeup. For my nighttime routine, I start with a cleansing cream to remove my makeup. I will either use Noxzema or the store brand equivalent. If I do have a full face of makeup on, I will wash my face 3 times. Yes, 3. It seems excessive, but it totally works for me. The first time is really just to remove makeup. It's not really about cleaning my skin at all. It gets rid of that first layer of makeup. I recently did this in front of my 4-year-old nephew, and he was like so confused as to why I put something white on my face and then it turned brown because it was getting rid of my makeup. And it was kind of funny. He didn't like freak out, but it was very interesting to see. And he very logically asked, "What are you doing and why?" And so I had to explain to him, but he seemed to just accept it and just moved on with his life. It was just an interesting experience. Once I've removed the makeup, I then wash my face 2 more times. And this is just basically to actually now clean my face. The second time I'm washing my face, there's a little bit of residual makeup still left over. The third time really gets down into my pores and just cleans all of the dirt and everything that's underneath the makeup out. Now, only do the triple cleanse, like I said, when I'm wearing a full face of makeup. Now, if I'm not wearing any makeup that day, I will only wash my face once. Now, I might wash my face twice if I was spending time outside working in the yard and got sweaty and dirty. But if none of that happened, if I was just spending a day in the house, makeup free, not sweating, not getting dirty or any of that kind of stuff, I just wash my face once and be done with it that night. After cleansing, I use a toner. Right now, I'm not using a store-bought toner. I haven't been able to find one that doesn't irritate my skin or dry it out. So I have a homemade toner that I use. I have shared how I make that toner before in a video, which I'll link in the description box for you below. I would like to eventually try a store-bought toner, but I just have to find one that actually works for me and doesn't cost an arm and a leg. After I apply the toner, I will sometimes then go over my face with an ice cube. And the ice cube helps with lifting and plumping my skin, plus it helps to shrink my pores. And I've got some big, bold pores that don't mind showing their face. So anything I can do and use to help shrink them and minimize them, I am all for it. Now, I share more about my icing my skin in a video that I'll link for you down below in the description box. After icing my skin, it's a little damp, but that is perfect because next I apply the Ordinary Hyaluronic Acid Serum, and it's best to apply these types of serums to damp skin to help lock in the moisture. I then follow up and finish off with a nice rich oil-free moisturizer. I'm currently looking for a new one, so I don't have one to name in this video, but if you follow me on Instagram at ARelaxedGal, you'll see some of the ones that I've used over the last few months. After the moisturizer, it's time to go to bed, and my skincare routine for nighttime is done. All right, I've woken up, it is morning, and it is time to start my daytime skincare routine. So I start off by washing my face with a gentle gel cleanser. I like the Cetaphil Daily Cleanser, but we'll also use the store brand equivalent because it's cheaper and sometimes it's all that's available in the store because sometimes Cetaphil is sold out. Now, in the morning, I only wash my face once. There's no need for me to wash my face more than once. Sometimes even washing my face in the morning can be overkill because my face doesn't get dirty when I'm just sleeping in the bed in my house at night. There's no reason for me to have to cleanse my face more than once. After washing my face, I use my homemade toner again. I then follow that up with the Ordinary Niacinamide Serum. I really like this serum because it helps with shrinking my pores and giving me some oil control, which is very helpful when I'm wearing makeup. I then finish up with a moisturizer that has sunscreen, and let me tell you, using sunscreen is very important no matter what the season is and no matter what your skin tone. Use sunscreen on your skin, not just your face, the rest of your body too, and that is my PSA for today. So when it comes to moisturizer during the day, in the wintertime, I may put a little extra moisturizer on around my mouth because that's where I tend to be more combination skin. And that's the area that tends to dry out when there's cooler air. My cheeks and my forehead are totally fine, but some reason around my mouth, it will dry out in the wintertime. I've used a few different moisturizers over the years. Some of them have broken me out. Some of them broken me out bad. Not going to name any names, but one of them is from a brand that starts with the letter O. And then there have been others that my skin have really liked and I've gravitated towards, and those have been from the brand Neutrogena. So two of my favorite daytime moisturizers from Neutrogena are the Hydro Boost City Shield Water Gel with SPF 25 and the Hydro Boost Moisturizer with SPF 50. After putting on my moisturizer during the day, I then either go ahead and apply my makeup or I might go makeup free that day and just rock a makeup free face. So that's my daytime and nighttime skin routines. And you might be wondering now, wait a minute, she didn't mention anything about breakouts or pimples, like what she does for those. You're right, I did, because I was going to talk about them separately because I have a whole routine that I do when it comes to having pimples or breakouts pop up. And the things that I do are things that help to quickly stop those pimples and breakouts in their tracks and keeps them from getting worse and to go away quickly. Now, just because it works for me doesn't mean it's going to work for you, but this is what I do. So as soon as I see a pimple starting to pop up, I go into what I call fighting mode. And my fighting mode consists of a few different things. The first is to make sure that my skin is properly cleansed both night and day. So that means I don't skip removing makeup. I don't change my skincare routine in terms of skipping any steps. I wash my face in the morning, wash it at night. It's got to be cleansed to really make sure I'm getting the dirt away from the breakout and the pimple so that it doesn't irritate it and make it worse. I also go ahead and take that niacinamide serum and apply it directly to the pimple and the breakout, because it really does help to, I found for me, stop those in their tracks. And then I will also apply a mud mask directly to my pimple and leave it on for a little while, or even sometimes overnight, and that helps to stop the pimple from growing and then also help it recede some as well. Now, there are two mud masks that I will use for this purpose, and they're both from the same brand, Formula 10.0.6. And the first mask is the Pores Be Pure mask, and the second one is the Deep Down Detox Ultra Cleansing Mud Mask. The other thing I do in fighting mode is I try to wear less makeup or go makeup free some of the time during the week that I have the breakout, to just kind of let my skin breathe. And the last thing that I make sure that I do is I make sure that everything that touches my skin is clean. So I will wash my makeup brushes and sponges more often during the week. I definitely make sure my hands are washed every time before I touch my face. So then that way I'm not transferring any of the bacteria or anything from those pimples to other parts of my face, or I'm not adding anything new to them that can make them worse. All right, that's all about my skincare, all about my skincare regimen. Now I want to hear from you. What is your skincare regimen? What products do you use on your face? What skin issue have you been working through? Go ahead and share all that in the comment section below. And while you're doing that, please also give this video a thumbs up to show the YouTube algorithms that you liked it. And please also click the subscribe button to subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.